Well, hello, Amanda. What about our podcast?
We discuss all kinds of things. Donald Trump, while he was at the Arnold Palmer Airport, decided to tell people about how when Arnold Palmer walked out of the showers, why elite golfers shower together, I don't know. But Trump went on a very strange rant about the length of Arnold Palmer's private area. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously, Arnold Palmer Airport does have one of the world's biggest runways.
Apparently so. The biggest runway in the business. Also, I like stories about drug mules. Just, you know.
Do you?
I just don't think they get enough recognition. There's a lot of work that goes into being a drug mule, and this particular young fella has found himself on the wrong side of the law, but quite inventive and genius if he got away with it.
Well, we look forward to hearing that. And from mules to guinea pigs, the tribal drum is beating for tales of the guinea pig. Has any guinea pig ever died from natural causes?
And Kiwi comedian Guy Montgomery will be joining us on this podcast.
Everybody
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda,
Miss Keller, Amanda
doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
What is it you can't face?
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
But you're an idiot.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Top of the morning to you, Mrs. Muntz.
Hello, how are you?
I am very well. Good to see your smiling face after the weekend.
Yeah. I tell you what, I spent last night watching some great Australian television. I know we had Felicity Ward on the show. She's the first woman to take on the mantle as the lead in The Office. We've had an English series, we've had an American series, and 10 years later, here's our series. I thought it was great.
I watched it as well. It was fantastic.
Oh, did you?
I really like
like
her.
it as well?
The character Hannah is, whereas David Brent was pretty unlikable, only towards the end is when you started to like him a bit.
Yeah, there's a big edge to him, wasn't there?
Yeah, and then when Michael Scott in the American Office, he was likeable. I think Hannah, her character is just great. There's something doofusy about her, but at the same time you have this empathy for her.
Well, the premise is that she needs people to be back in the office for her life. She's got no life other than the office, and she sees them as her world and her friends. And when the productivity manager comes and says, well, look, we're going to make more money if everyone works from home, she claims the opposite. She says to the office, well, you've all been told you have to come back in. And she's trying to meet these financial markers, but insisting everyone come in because she needs them. I thought it was great. I know there are some parts of it where you go, oh, you know, that relationship is the same as that one from the original, etc.
Yeah.
But they're probably maybe they are the tent poles that you need. But I thought it was terrific. I thought the writing was funny. I laughed out loud. I really enjoyed it.
I watched Plum as well last night.
Oh,
that is great.
Brendan Cowell and Asher Ketty. Remind us of the story of Plum.
So it's just about a former football NRL great who's suffering CTE. And it really is good. That is worth watching. And I just realised there's so many great shows. I've been watching Tulsa King, and then I watch what's that new one? It's called Nobody Wants This. It's I've forgotten that. It's got Adam Brody, and is it Kirsten Bell? Yeah, Kristen Bell.
I haven't seen that yet. Everyone has raved about that.
Yeah, he's a rabbi, and she's like a Gentile, and you know nobody wants this, but it's a nice rom-com in a world of like
officer and a gentleman.
And then you've got Tulsa King, which is great.
But in terms of Australian content, Fisk started last night.
Yes.
We've got The Office, we've got Plum. I mean, and it's just taking the world by storm. Australian television is at the moment. It's brilliant.
There's so much to watch and so little time. And did you see a royal over the weekend?
I didn't spy one, you know. Are you saying this, rubbing it in because I'm not singing today?
Yeah, no, I forgot about that today.
I was invited to an event at Parliament House today. I was hugely, hugely chuffed to be invited, but I've got some filming commitments that mean I can't be there. But, you know, if other people are getting pixie photos sitting on their laps, I'll be really annoyed.
Well, I'm going there today in your place.
Are you?
Yeah, I've got my big badge. We want a republic. I've got all of that.
Well, I'm disappointed I won't be there. So, no, I didn't cite a royal.
You didn't cite a royal, but that's okay because we've got a big show,
right.
a show worthy of a royal.
Guy Montgomery, is going to be on the show today. Who's Guy Hamilton? I have no idea. Guy Montgomery is a Kiwi comedian. He's got his Spelling Bee show on the ABC. That's another amazing Australian product that is absolutely hilarious. It's been a cult classic that is really taking Australian TV by storm. He's joining us as well.
Also, Instagram makes its return. We gave away $2,000 on Friday. It could happen for you again today. And we can't do anything till we do the Magnificent Seven. Question 1.
Question 1. Who wrote the novel To Kill a Mockingbird?
Jam Nation.
You know, when that song was playing and you were saying a murder commit to Ed.
Yep.
I always thought, until that very moment, that the lyric was the murder committee.
Oh, yeah.
I wondered how I'd get on it.
The murder committee. Would there be sandwiches?
Well, it didn't occur to me. I just thought the lyric was murder committee. So would they have weekly meetings?
I guess they would.
And someone who's got a list?
Point of business
Sharon,
today.
it's your turn. It's your turn to nominate someone this month.
We're going murdering this afternoon, but first, who has brought the sandwiches?
Yeah, you know he's gluten-free.
Whenever I go to those committees or any sort of murder
When
committee,
do you ever go? You don't
I
go to any of those.
Because my brain just instantly shuts down and I think, well, this is important. But then
Which is why when you're our social committee leader, it was terrible.
You know, like my accountant comes around, we share the same accountant, you and me, but he can sit there and say, okay, I'm getting all your money, I'm just going to do this, and that's just like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, because you hear a dog bark, I'm the same.
My wife seems to know all about it, but she's got this account called the FU account. I don't know what that means.
That's interesting. Is that sort of Asian or something? Put some money in some Hong Kong somewhere.
The FU account. I don't know where all my money goes.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
It's nice to be here today. Jeremiah Rye has pulled a Monday, so I'm doing all his work today.
Is that like pulling a muscle?
It's just hard because, like, we've got a new system here, new play-out system, they call it in the trade. But just before 6, I press one button and the whole ad break disappeared. I can't get it back. So I'm sorry about that. We'll make it up to you sometime.
Well, you will financially. You've got to pay everyone out who spent money to have us do the ads for them.
Let me just check all the sound effects. There you go.
That's all we need. That's all we need. Plus, we need to introduce the segment.
I didn't press any button then. Where did that come from?
Press the button that introduces
the Magnificent Seven. 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say...
I'll tell you about our prize today. $150 Priceline voucher thanks to Quality Health. $150 to spend at Funda restaurant, which is Korean cuisine like no other.
Yum, I love Korean food.
Would it be Funda or Funda? F-U-N-D-A. Funda, I'm imagining.
I think Funda. You'd have Funda at Funda.
That should be their ad campaign.
Michelle is in Glenmore Park. Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Jonesy and Amanda.
Question 1. Who wrote the novel To Kill a Mockingbird?
Well, I had to read it in high school, so I think it's Harper Lee.
Yes, it is.
True or false? In the English language, there is no word that rhymes with orange. Is this true or false?
It's true.
It is true.
Lord knows I've tried.
You tried to use borange.
That's all I came up with was borange. But there's no word borange.
Let's play the not-so-sequent sound, Michelle. What is this sound?
It's a doorbell?
It is a doorbell. It's as simple as it sounds.
Michelle, what does the acronym ASAP stand for? Sales guys always say, I want that ASAP. What does that stand for?
As soon as possible.
That's it. Question 5. Who's the US president? Look at you go. Who's the US president?
Joe Biden.
Yes, it's easy to forget that at the moment, isn't it?
I think Joe's forgotten as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, you're the president.
Now his foot's off the accelerator. I saw him being escorted somewhere that I went, holy moly. That debate was the best thing that could have ever happened to America where everyone went, okay, Joe. Okay, Joe.
Well, how old is he? He's 80.
158.
He's 80.
But he's only 4 years older than Donald Trump, who is now the old, Trump.
Look, I'm 56. I think I'd have enough trouble with my faculties.
Oh, and not just your faculties, the stamina it takes to be on the campaign trail. How exhausting. As we've seen, we're going to talk about Donald Trump's latest mutterings about Arnold Palmer a little bit later.
Which band has an album cover that famously features a naked baby in a swimming pool?
I'm pretty sure it's Nirvana.
Yeah. Michelle, it is. We are dangerously close to Jonesy having to do a big fact.
Oh, actually,
you're going
to be all the way, Michelle, if you get this
you
right.
Might be, if you get this one.
And I would say, looking at the question, you'll be Johnny Dumbo to not get it right.
No, don't even say it.
Come on.
King Charles, here's the question. King Charles and Queen Camilla are visiting where in Australia today?
Oh, the War Memorial?
Yeah, more
Well, which city? Which city?
Which city?
Canberra.
Yeah, it's Canberra. There it is.
Well done. You've done it, Michelle.
Congratulations to you, Michelle. You've nailed it. And
You're trying to play those ads now, Brendan.
I don't know what happened. It's going to drive me crazy. And to that, all the spoils come your way, Michelle. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
You got the Jam Pack $150 voucher thanks to Quality Health, Australians only vitamins and supplements place.
Priceline voucher.
Priceline voucher. $150 to spend at Funda Restaurant. Experience modern Korean cuisine like no other. And Josie and Amanda caricatures for you to colour in and some pencils so you can colour with
And
confidence.
also, Michelle gets a carton of beer.
Yeah, she gets a carton of her favourite beer as well, which is great.
Is Michelle gone?
No, Michelle's still there.
No, I'm still here. Thank you so much. It's amazing.
Michelle, you know, you've really cocked this up by going all the way, by the way, because...
Now Jonesy's got to find a big fat.
There's a big fat, but I don't know what to... I might have dropped more ads again. So everyone blame Ryan. If Michelle had got it right, we'd be okay.
All right. Well, look, let's all hold hands and jump into the lack of sales abyss.
We're like the ABC, but with entertainment. Thank you,
Well
Michelle.
done, Michelle.
Carry on about your business.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation.
Podcast.
When there's a gaping hole in the show, what do you need, Amanda? What do you want?
What I need and want is separate to what we're going to get right here, right now.
This is what you want?
I know that when there is a gaping hole, you turn to Radio Putty, which is pretty much Jonesy's big fact.
This is what you get.
Hey, it's a big fact, and it's not crazy. Jonesy got some info, 'cause he's not lazy. I need my fix of facts on repeat. Jonesy did his research. It's a big fact, baby.
He did, you know. Although he was the second man to walk on the moon, Buzz Aldrin was the first man to wee on the moon.
Oh, what happened?
He peed himself while prancing around on the lunar surface there. Went in his dax.
Was it like when we did our underwater dive to break the world record in our wetsuits in a aquarium? We didn't have time and there's no point in getting out. They just said, just wee where you are. But they've said, Buzz, stay where you are and wee in the suit.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't want to unzip yourself on the moon.
Actually, that is true. Lack of gravity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you weed yourself before you even got in the tank. I don't know why you did that.
I was in my car.
Hey, it's a big fact, and it's not crazy. Jonesy got some info. It's a big fact, baby.
See, we're doing fine. We don't need...
aren't we, with this quality material?
We don't need Jim Rye on the show.
Look, this award-winning show chugs on no matter what, Brendan.
I forgot about that, the award-winning show, yeah.
It was only a week ago. Have you forgotten already?
That's what happens in this business. One day, cock of the walk. Next day, feather duster. That's what happens.
Which day are we having today?
I think it might be a bit of a feather duster day.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Sam Nation.
Podcast.
Get up, ladybugs. It's way too early for this, guys.
No rest for the wicked.
I'm going to flick through the Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts. On this day in 1994, Green Day released their hit When I Come Around. Not long after it came out, the lead singer, Billy Armstrong, was convicted of the most heinous crime, mooning. Chucking a big burp. Unsurprisingly, the drunk 23-year-old decided to drop his dax in front of 6,000 people at the Milwaukee Auditorium. Because when you go and see a show, that's what you're hoping you'll see is the lead singer drop their dax. I've been to seeing Barry Manilow for years. Say, come on, Barry, come on.
Come on.
However, no matter how punk you are, won't change the law. So shortly after Green Day finished their hour-long set, Billy was escorted off stage and into a jail cell.
Oh, so the cops waited till he finished the set.
Yeah, I said only went for an hour. A number of things about this show make it sound...
That's what I like about punk music. It's very short. There's none of this Bruce Springsteen 3.5 hours stuff.
Do your brown eye and get off. After paying the fee, the hefty bail, $141.85, he was released to indecently expose another day.
Oh.
So let's all think about that while we hear this song.
American Idiot? No. When I Come Around.
Jam Nation.
And since I saw the movie Midnight Express, you remember the movie Midnight Express?
I feel like I've seen it because Turkish prison, terrifying, horrible.
Sort of there was a bit of a homoerotic scene in there as well with these two. Anyway, I wasn't in it for that so much, but as the drug smuggling part of it. You know, the drug mule when they have to, you hear those stories about people putting incredible amounts of balloons of drugs into their body to smuggle it here and there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a story in the newspaper, and this is quite ingenious, really. A drug mule got himself arrested so he could go into prison so he could give the contraband to the kingpin that was in jail.
What?
So it's pretty interesting, isn't it?
The drug mule said, I'll get the stuff for you. How will I get it to you? I know, I'll get arrested and he put it in his body?
Yeah, in his body. 3 balloons containing about 300 buprenorphine, or bupe as they call it in the streets, bupe strips, so it's a powerful drug. But he also had 12 balloons which contained multiple USB memory sticks and some tobacco as well.
All up his bot.
All up his butt. I think he might have ingested it. I don't know if you... What's the best way to do it? Because it would be hard to shove a balloon.
It'd all be terrible. And USB sticks.
Yeah, in the balloon. So you'd swallow it down. It would be hard to... anyway,
You'd have to have it inserted. But so he got what crime did he commit to
next thing, so he got an accomplice to rat him out to the cops. And he went and broke into a bunch of cars. And then
the mule had an accomplice.
Yeah, the accomplice, okay, he's breaking into into cars. Police, help.
There's a man walking strangely.
I would imagine, actually, they would have arrested him. He would have had to have all that up there while he was breaking into the cars.
Yeah, hurry up, police, hurry up.
I've got to get going. And so they've ratted him out. Cops have come along, thrown him into the slammer, and then...
What if they'd put him in a different place?
Well, that's exactly it, bureaucracy.
So many variables.
They might have sent him to another jail on the other side of the country. I just find this extraordinary.
And how long is he in jail for?
Well, the thing is, he was supposed to go in for a little bit, but now he's got to go for 3 years because the guy, the kingpin, he was taking the contraband into is in for a long time. He's doing a dime. He's up to 2032. So he won't get out.
What a weird story.
It is.
So
it's just fascinating.
The kingpin has a drug mule who goes into prison with the help of an accomplice.
Yeah.
This is like the old lady that swallowed the spider, that swallowed the fly, that swallowed the blah, 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 blah.
Perhaps she'll die.
Who knew she had USB sticks in there as well?
How does it all come out? Is it like a magician's trick? Do, 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 do.
And a phone.
Anyway.
That's a butt dial.
You never saw this in Midnight Express? You should get around to watching it sometime.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Donald Trump is having an unusual time on the campaign trail at the moment. He was giving a town hall speech during the week and in Pennsylvania, and he got sick of answering questions. 2 people fainted, actually, while they were there, and he said, so they had some medical emergencies.
Why did they faint?
And he said, I think it's really hot. I think people stand in line for ages. It was really hot. People fainted. And he said, that's it. I'm sick of taking questions. Let's just play some music. So for 39 excruciating minutes, it's like watching your parents dance at your 21st or something. Excruciating minutes, 39 minutes. He stood there on stage and put on pretty much his personal playlist and swayed and did that strange hand-pumping thing he did to the weirdest songs like YMCA.
Yeah.
Time to Say Goodbye. Ave Maria. It was very, very odd. And anyway, then what about the other day? There he was in Pennsylvania and he was making some unusual comments. They talk about an October surprise. The election is in November. Every time, just before the election, there's an October surprise. Some have called this the Cocktober surprise because Donald Trump has decided, apropos of nothing, to make these comments about the famous golfer Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this is a guy that was all man. His man was strong and tough, and I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God. That's unbelievable. I had to say it.
Did you? This is ex-president trying to be future president.
Yeah.
It's so presidential, this language. It's unbelievable. It does beg the question, are elite golfers showering together? What's that? After golf? Do you shower after golf?
Yeah, I could see if you're playing football, yeah, for sure.
Or you're running a marathon or
Yeah, and
something,
the old
or
blokes
after tennis.
I used to sail with, they love the shower. But you're out there on the harbour and you plop into the water, so you're freezing cold.
Well, that's what someone has said here. Just people commenting on, do elite golfers shower together and old guys? And someone said, look, it's just, he said, every time I'm at the gym, 70-year-old men are always in the locker room, full bush, farting, talking stocks, money or politics, 20 minutes, zero clothes, no shame.
Yeah, totally.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I remember last year just standing there talking to one of the old blokes. He's totally bollocky naked, just talking about the yes-no referendum. And I'm just sitting there, and in my mind, I'm just going, and he's just standing there, just going, anyway, I reckon. And I'm going, and he's got his leg up on the, and it's just, it's like a giant, looking at a giant ram, this giant ram ball bag hanging down.
It's like being in Goulburn.
Where's the gift shop?
There's none.
There seems to be a bit where you get to a stage in your life and you just don't care anymore.
Well, Arnold Palmer's daughter has come out and said, my father had no time for Donald Trump. Arnold Palmer has passed away now.
Yeah.
So, would he be happy with his accolades? Who knows? His daughter has said, though, that he was appalled by Trump's lack of civility and his lack of character. Interestingly, Trump made these comments at the Arnold Palmer Regional Airport, which now has an extra long runway, apparently.
All because of Arnold Palmer. Well.
Oh, dear.
Instagram
There's
is
the
here.
Cocktober surprise.
There it is. You thought it was going to be a hurricane, but no, it's that.
No.
Jam Nation.
We're just in a gram right now.
Who wants some free money?
Instant.
Coin cash.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Instagram.
Tell me why. You've got 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. You get all the questions right, $1,000.
Well, this is what happened with Derek on Friday. We said, do you want to double your money? One bonus question, but it's double or nothing. He got it right. He got $2,000. But let's see how we go today.
He put his Palmer on the line and it paid dividends. Will it do the same for Nicole of East Hills?
Hello, Nicole.
Good morning, Jonesy. Good morning, Jonesy and Amanda. How are you?
Great.
Very well, Nicole. Okay, 10 questions, 60 seconds. If you're not sure, say pass, because we usually have time to come back, okay?
Okay.
Nicole, good luck, because here we go. Here is question number 1. How many eggs are in a dozen?
12.
Question 2. Which human organ is responsible for pumping blood?
Heart.
Question 3. What animal is found on the Australian 20-cent coin?
Pass.
Question 4. Yamaha and Kawasaki are known for making which vehicle?
Motorcycle.
Question 5. True or false? Q is worth 10 points in Scrabble.
True.
Question 6. In which year did Sydney host the Olympic Games?
2000.
Question 7. What do you call a group of fish?
School.
Question 8. Where on your body would you wear a fascinator?
Hat. Head.
Question 9. Which vegetable did Tony Abbott famously bite into?
Pass.
Question 10. Who was the second man to walk on the moon?
Pass.
Back to question 3. What animal is on the coin, the 20-cent piece?
Platypus.
It was a platypus.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, remember that Tony Abbott biting into something at a farmer's market?
Onion.
It was the onion.
It was an onion.
How could you
and
forget
who was
that?
Who was the second man to walk on the moon?
No idea.
Oh, it was Buzz Aldrin.
And Buzz Aldrin's going, it was me. He was the first man to wee on. He was the first man to wee on the moon, Nicole. So there you go. Fun fact for you to
Oh, my
take.
goodness. But my time ran out already, right?
Oh, yeah, it did.
It did. I'm sorry, Nicole.
Goodness.
If we had
100
another 60
bucks to get
seconds,
on
you
with.
would have got there.
Thank you so much, Jonesy and Amanda.
Good on you, Nicole.
Thanks for playing.
Aren't you good?
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
podcast.
I saw on Batuta Advocate, which is a satirical site, but this one really rings true. New study reveals that everyone has a traumatic guinea pig story. And they've got a photo of 4 people, 3 women and a man, just at a bar talking. And the idea being that, well, yes, ask any adult, there'll be a traumatic guinea pig story. Has any guinea pig ever died of natural causes? I had a guinea pig. I don't even know what happened to it.
Yep. What was its name?
Silky. And there was
didn't you have silkworms as well?
Yeah.
And what'd you call them?
Silky. I don't know.
I think you called them Silky as well.
And I had two goldfish, Goldie and Golden. I was very original with the name.
And here you are working in this creative industry.
Jonesy, that's right.
Don't put it on me. I can't help if you have no imagination. As a youngster.
Well, those guinea pigs, they're good pets, I guess, but they're ugly. And they don't do
smell.
much. Unless you're a guinea pig fan, and then you'll disagree with all the things we're saying here. But mine once, I kept it in like an old laundry basket. And I once picked it up and it dropped out of my arms and landed on its back. And Mum said, well, if he can't walk, he will have to be destroyed. Oh, great.
Good on
so
you,
there's
Jennifer.
a lot of trauma. Luckily, he got up and went, hello, my baby, hello, ma. I was just Googling guinea pigs then. And they say, here's some fun and amazing facts. Guinea pigs were first domesticated in 5,000, what's BCE? Is that like BC?
Yes, it's for the science people that don't believe in Jesus. So it's before
okay, so
Common
around
Era.
the same time.
So there's before Christ and then before Common Era.
So around 5,000 BC domesticated. I mean, they were hardly wild before then. Mm-hmm. Guinea pigs are not related to pigs. Guinea pigs aren't fully grown until they're about 18 months old. They live to be about 6 or 7, which is longer than other rodents. So as a pet, they're good. But having said that, who has ever had a guinea pig long enough to see it die? Guinea pigs have more bones than humans do.
Really?
Yeah.
And other than science experiments and for prepubescent teenage girls, what good are they as far as
I don't think they have science experiments on guinea pigs. Well, I've also looked at what's the downside.
The saying came from. You know, I'm going to be a guinea pig. They went and put makeup on them and they send them into space and they blow them up and they feed them full of anthrax.
Oh, they're like Barbie dolls.
They were just like,
look at me go. I've got my lipstick on tonight.
That's what they did.
Guinea pigs are also prone to develop inner ear infections, gastrointestinal diseases, scurvy, tumours, abscesses, urinary infections, bumblefoot. They're prone to dietary and dental issues. So, you know, a bit of trouble comes with them. But some of the comments that are on the bottom of this, that were on a Reddit thread about guinea pigs, my guinea pig was eaten by my cat. Ironically, his name was Cookie.
Well, there's your problem right there.
Someone said that their GP bit their guinea pig on the finger. No, the guinea pig bit the GP on the finger. The GP, in shock, flicked it into an active fireplace.
An active fireplace?
Someone says here, my mum's guinea pig ate a pantyhose. It came out of a hole in its neck while slowly being suffocated. She still talks about it, and that was in the 60s.
We had a guinea pig because I've got a daughter.
Did you? Was this for Romany?
Oh, yeah. We had guinea pigs, we had rabbits, we were like a menagerie out in the backyard. The guinea pig...
What happened? Did it live for a long time?
I can't remember, but I just remember the smell.
No one can remember how they die. It's either traumatic death or you can't remember.
And it killed... So we had this rectangle hutch. So we got the guinea pigs off someone and the guy was so happy to get rid of them, he gave us this brand new hutch. So I sort of thought, well, this is all right. So you put that on the grass so the guinea pig has grass to run around on.
Of course.
So it ruined the grass in that rectangle within a matter of days. I couldn't believe such one little thing, and then apparently we had to get another one because they get lonely by themselves. And then one day I looked in there and there was 3 in there. And I thought, how was there suddenly 3? Then I found out that people coming around.
How do you think?
Well, no, it wasn't like a baby guinea pig. People found out that we had guinea pigs and they're trying to get rid of their guinea pigs. So they just go and flick it into the hutch.
Because it sounds like a good idea, but then it's just a guinea pig and you go, what do I do with it now?
I know people that spend big money on them.
Do they?
Taking them to the vet.
Oh, did you have a big hairy one? Or was it a short-haired one? Mine was short-haired, but you get those ones that look like
the big hairy
ponies
ones?
with big fringe.
No, that must.
Did you have one?
No, I didn't have a big hairy one. I've never had a big hairy one.
No. Tribal drum is beating for. Let's move on.
It was big.
Tribal drum is beating for Tales of the Guinea Pig.
Oh, that noise. Okay, that's enough of that.
Jam Nation.
The tribal drum is beating for this one thanks to Batuta Advocate. A new study reveals that everyone has a traumatic guinea pig story. Just noise.
Those noises. Horrendous.
Danielle has joined us.
Hi, Danielle.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Very well. Tell us about your guinea pig.
Okay. So growing up, I grew up in Sylvania and Nana lived with us, and quite often she'd take us up to Hurstville when the station was old and had a pet shop. Anyways, it wasn't just once, it wasn't just twice, about 3 or 4 times, if not more. Mum would say, do not buy any more guinea pigs. And then I'd go, no, I'm not buying any more guinea pigs. Come home. I would have guinea pigs. One particular day, this in particular guinea pig called Houdini decided to get out and went right through the septic tank out the back. It's gone.
Straight into the septic tank.
So straight home from the pet shop, straight into the septic tank. What kind of life cycle for a guinea pig is that?
Not much.
Not much.
Daniel seems to like
that. Wow. And see, as kids, we go, oh, yeah, it's drowned in the septic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it ran away. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. We're all very casual.
Remember the days of the septic tank? I think that's for another time. What's your memory of the septic tank?
Oh, they're all great memories.
Great memories. Kirsty has joined us.
Hello, Kirsty. How are you?
Hi, Jonesy. Hi, Amanda.
Sorry, Kirsty. I always get the Kirsty thing mucked up.
Yeah, it's definitely a K-I-R, yeah. So,
Okay.
Kirsty, yeah.
So what happened with the guinea pig?
Well, I was actually in Peru on a tour, and we stayed at people's like a homestead for a night. And in their pen, they had loads of small guinea pigs. But in Peru, they actually barbecue their guinea pigs, and it's a delicacy. And that's what I got served up for dinner.
And what was it like?
And
yeah.
I couldn't eat it. After having, knowing that they're pets in Australia, I couldn't eat it. It was horrible. And every
because
time
we found out earlier that they've got more bones in the human body. It would be a very bony meal, I'm imagining.
Yeah, well, other people ate it, but I can't. And even when I hear the word guinea pig, I just think of the barbecued guinea pig on my plate. It was horrible.
Sure. And did it smell good, Kirsty? Did you think, oh, yeah, I could eat it?
Oh, no. It made me sick. I ate everything else on the plate, and I just had to say I was full. I couldn't eat it.
I couldn't manage another mouthful.
On a certain Beyond 2000 trip, well, there were 2 crews in South America. I was one, and there was another crew, and I think I might have been in Peru. We were doing a story on exactly that, and we were being fed guinea pigs. And then one of the other crews was doing a story on how these small rodents were endangered species. And you think, well, when we all came back with our stories, someone must have gone, well, hang on, what the hell's happened here? An endangered species, and I'm chomping into it.
Meanwhile, you've got a big full tummy going, yep.
Wait till I try the bald eagle.
So hang on, how did we get to this point? So you've eaten guinea pig?
Well, I can't remember. It was being served up with a whole lot of other meats.
Right.
So chances are I did eat it, but I can't remember the specific taste.
Was it gamey? It would have been gamey, I reckon.
Well, all the meat was kind
like
of gamey.
Rabbit.
And
It'd probably be like rabbit.
Yeah, and was all kind of charred and all on the same thing, so I wasn't sure what was what.
But
Best to not ask any questions.
You went back for seconds.
I'll have some more of that endangered food, please.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
Podcast. And we are up and running.
Hello there. Thanks to the Batuta Advocate, a new study has revealed that everyone has a traumatic guinea pig story.
Batuta Advocate, of course, is a satirical site, so there has been no such study. But if you did one, if you scratch the surface of any female, you would find a tragic guinea pig story behind it.
Tribal Drama's beating for this. Just that sound alone. Joe has joined us. Hello, Joe.
Good morning. How you going?
Great.
Tell us about your guinea pig, Joe.
I've got a very sad story. I was trying so hard not to laugh when I told it, and it's really quite sad. So I've actually had 3 guinea pigs when I was younger. First one got stolen. I kid you not, someone came into our backyard and stole the guinea pig. Second one, he was a beautiful guinea pig. He had long hair and he was absolutely gorgeous. Then we moved and we got a second guinea pig, and we had to keep them separate from each other, because they were boys and girls. We didn't want to have baby guinea pigs, even though I asked my mum and mum said no. And then my older guinea pig just passed away of old age, and then my second guinea pig died while we were on holidays and got buried. We gave a beautiful ceremony and buried it in a shoebox under the lemon tree.
And
so you've actually seen the demise evolve from old age of a guinea pig. This is a red letter day. And the other one, when you said you went on holidays, do you mean no food, you left it out? What happened?
No. It was being looked after by our neighbours, but it was really, really hot summer. And so it just got too hot for her.
Yeah.
I wonder what insane person would have stolen a guinea pig.
Yeah, who steals a guinea pig?
I know. And it was I was just so devastated. I couldn't believe that because it was the first pet, apart from, when we lived with my dad that we had dogs, but it was the first, little animal that was mine. And she was just beautiful. We'd bring her inside and have cuddles and all sorts of things. And, someone just came into the backyard and stole her. So I was just devastated.
I'd be looking at the dog. If the dog's doing a bit of side-eye, well, I never saw what happened to it.
Coughing up 100 bones.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Steph has joined us.
Hello, Steph. What happened to your guinea pig?
Oh, my poor little story. It's about a neighbour of ours when I was growing up. He was a Fijian man, moved to Australia, 3 young kids, and started a new job. And as a bit of a welcome gift, his boss said, listen, how'd you like a few guinea pigs for the kids, Henry? And he said, sure, mate, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
So about a week later, followed up, how the guinea pigs go, Henry? He said, mate, bloody beautiful, but there's not much meat on them.
Yeah.
He curried them.
No. He'd curried them?
He curried the guinea pig.
He curried the guinea pig.
Oh.
He curried them.
Oh. They're eating all the dogs.
Look,
they're eating all the cats. They're eating all the guinea pigs.
One person's pet is another person's meal, let's face it. He curried them. Wow.
Begs the question, I wonder what that tastes like.
Yeah,
although certainly you've eaten guinea pig before, so you would know maybe a curry. Doesn't agree with you, though, curry, though.
Travel's very binding.
Thank you for all your calls.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation podcast.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. Tragic accident last week on the Harbour Bridge. And quite frankly, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often because that lane, or the suicide lane as they call it, is very dodgy when you ride on that particular lane. And a lot of people are saying that perhaps they should put one of those zipper-type barriers in there that you see, say, near the airport, where the truck goes along and there's a physical barrier that pops up, and so people are aware instead of just having an X to determine which lane you're supposed to go in.
Because that's how it goes at the moment. Actually, our accountant, Brendan, you and I share the same accountant, he's had an accident in that lane. You think, because we were talking about this last week, you think that because to go with the flow of traffic, sometimes that lane is going one way, sometimes it's going the other way, and as you say, it's designated by a cross or whatever at the top.
Yep.
But you said, and this made sense to me, that people may think, I'll overtake this car because there's nothing in the other lane, not realising that the other lane, that traffic is oncoming.
And there's parts there where there's broken white lines. So there's a broken white line which indicates you can overtake if it's safe to do so. And I've watched that dash cam footage over and over again, and I'm not going to draw... I've got my own conclusions, but I'm not going to go into them now. But you have one moment of inattention, and that's where lives are at risk. And as regard to our accountant, he said he saw the whites of the guy's eyes, and so that guy thought he could overtake, but he just wasn't paying attention. So he's gone head on into our guy. And he's lucky he's not dead. It's lucky neither of them are dead. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. I would only just say this, each time you're on the Harbour Bridge, just be very aware of what you're doing. I don't travel in that lane specifically because I ride a motorcycle and you'd be a nut to travel in it.
But not just that. You may not have a choice because sometimes...
Yeah, you might get forced into it.
That's right. And also those lanes, I've always called it the sneeze lane. You can sneeze and suddenly whoop. But like, for example, if I'm coming from North Sydney and I'm going to visit the kids in the inner west, you need to be in that lane to be able to filter off as to where you want to go.
True.
So you don't have a choice all the time. But if we were to put a barrier, as you were saying there, we would lose a lane.
You would.
Imagine how much slower the Harbour Bridge would be if it was one lane down. So that's what we're asking today. Does that middle lane pass the pub test, but you'd have to lose a lane to fix it.
Would
What do
you
you
lose
think?
a lane to save a life?
Jam Nation.
I demand entertainment. Are you not entertained?
Put on your dancing shoes.
Now give me your best shot.
Editor of the Daily Oz, Emma Gillespie, is here. Hello, Emma.
Well, hello. A sad one to talk about today. The world is mourning the loss of former One Direction bandmate Liam Payne, the 31-year-old singer who was found dead last week outside a Buenos Aires hotel. He fell from a third-floor balcony. His father, Jeff, has arrived there this morning or overnight to arrange the repatriation of his son's body, and Liam will be taken back to the UK. Such a sad story, but a really developing one. Lots of details emerging in the days since. We've heard an emergency phone call that's been leaked, a member of the hotel staff that reached out to the authorities and described an intoxicated guest. He was apparently breaking everything in his room. And this hotel staffer said that, you know, we're scared that he might harm himself. His room has a balcony and the likes, etc. A little bit of background on One Direction, even though, Jonesy, I know you're all over it because 1D is your favourite band in the world.
Wheelhouse.
Which famously is your fave band. They formed in 2010 on the set of The X Factor in Britain. The X Factor, which was created by Simon Cowell, he has spoken out about the band, its success and the loss of Liam. He's devastated, says he's heartbroken. All of the band members, you know, including Harry Styles, have all made statements on their Instagram talking about Payne's talent, the joy that he brought, the way that he made other people happy. Zayn Malik's one of the former bandmates. He's postponed his US tour. X Factor Britain have actually delayed their next auditions for their forthcoming season. So a lot of sort of showbiz disruptions there. But I wanted to talk a bit about the kind of media fallout surrounding a bit of the reporting of this death. Cheryl Cole, you might know her as a Girls Aloud singer, or Cheryl Tweedy. She was with Liam Payne a few years ago, and they've got a child together, a son, Bear, who's now 7 years old. She put a statement out on Instagram and said she was really troubled by the reports and the media exploitation that we'd seen in recent days, that, you know, one day her son would have access to that information. She said, I'm begging you to consider what the use of some of these reports are serving, other than to cause further harm to everyone left behind. Before you leave comments or make videos, ask yourself if you would like your own child or family to read them. Now, I don't know if you guys have been across this, but TMZ posted these really graphic images and videos after Liam Payne died. There was a video circulating of his fall. There were close-up images of his body on the ground outside the hotel.
Was the fall accurate? Because I heard that wasn't real.
Well,
who would know? Who would know?
Well, who would know exactly? Apparently it was real, but I think the idea that you could be just a kid scrolling on TikTok and suddenly you see a video of a pop star you've idolised your whole life dying, it's really,
And the way
dark.
social media turned on him, because he was at the concert supporting Nigel Horan, was it?
Niall,
Niall,
a few weeks ago,
Nigel.
and
so, but everyone's saying, oh, look at him, he's making it all about him because he's dancing along. And then after his death, everyone's going, oh, that's so sweet. It's the internet is a nutfest.
Yeah, we'd seen...
But not just that. I was just going to say, there's been some fallout too for Simon Cowell. People saying that this guy sat back. He said apparently recently in an interview his only regret was that he didn't register or own the band name One Direction. He manipulated, well, this is the inference, he's worked them, made them tour, etc., etc. But where is the backup mental health for these young men?
Yeah, this is really interesting because a big music industry name has come out and said that under 18-year-olds should not be allowed to join pop bands. This guy called Guy Chambers, he's a songwriter and friend of Robbie Williams. He's written some of Robbie Williams' biggest hits. He has called on the industry to hold back from working with talent underage. So Liam Payne was 16 when he auditioned for the season of The X Factor when One
Well, he was
Direction
actually
formed.
14 when he first went on it.
Yeah, he first auditioned at age 14, and that's when Simon Cowell told him, you're really talented, but it's not the right time, please come back. And he did come back, and, you know, that fateful audition, and, you know, the music industry in the world was never the same. But I thought this idea was really interesting. You know, we kind of are talking so much more and more about young people's access to social media and what the modern world does to young developing brains. And I hadn't really thought about it that way, but we know child fame can screw up so many people.
That's right. And football clubs now are looking at the mental health of their young players and a short-lived career and how you help someone sustain themselves through the big fame and the big money. But we absolutely need to do it with young performers too.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting, Guy Chambers, that Robbie Williams mate, he said, you know, it has been a long time since the band was formed, but he doesn't see that much has changed in the industry and not much more real care being taken to look after the kids involved in these big talent shows.
But look at the Beatles. They were the same. They're all kids.
Yeah.
And they all hung around John Lennon. And when you really look at the Beatles, he was like 19. George Harrison was 14. So this 14-year-old hanging around with this 19-year-old.
But social media has just blown it all up to another level. The level of fame and visibility, even lots of videos of Liam Payne in the lead up to his death, it's so distressing. You can tell he wasn't well. Anyway, very, very sad, and millions of people sort of connecting around the world over their grief. So
that's it. Well, Amanda's put a floral tribute in the studio here.
Thank you, Amanda.
Well, it's
actually it's my chewing gum. Sorry,
it's a chewing gum in a keep cup, but nonetheless.
In the words of One Direction, Amanda, that's what makes you beautiful.
That is what.
Thank you.
Thank you, Em. Check her out at the Daily Oz.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation. Podcast.
We're not gonna take it.
I want you to get up right now.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test today. The Harbour Bridge Middle Lane, does it pass the pub test?
Well, terrible tragedy last week. 2 lives were lost in another accident. Our accountant, Jonesy and I share an accountant, and he was in an accident that was in the head-on, obviously, on that lane. That lane changes from morning to evening, determining the flow of traffic, and the only thing that designates the change is a cross above your head.
On the gantry.
On the gantry. Is that enough? But putting in lane markers or permanent or even changeable lane barriers means losing a lane on the bridge, which would stuff up the whole flow of traffic. So how do you feel? That middle lane, losing a lane to make it safer, does it pass the pub test?
No, it doesn't. It's a really scary place. Every time we cross there, I sort of cross my fingers and hope we'll make it, you know?
No, it doesn't pass the pub test. Definitely have a barrier. Surely we can work out another option instead of losing a lane. You know, I can't think of the option, but surely there is one.
On Military Road in Mossman and Neutral Bay, they've got lights on the road that indicate where the lane changes. So I think in addition to the overhead indication, on the road, instead of having a barrier, have that is something that's more visible directly in front of you instead of looking above. I think that would work in addition a lot better.
No, mate, it doesn't. I drive a truck and I'll be crossing here today and I can tell you I'll go nowhere near that lane. Just way too dangerous, mate. People aren't paying attention. They're going too fast. And I reckon it lose the lane, and if it costs us an extra 5 or 10 minutes, what's that worth compared to a life?
I do like the light idea. They've got that in the airport tunnel as well, because that's a deadly lane as well when they have the tidal flow traffic for the peak. But they've got the flashing lights in the tunnel.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Does.
Are the dopes that running this country, are they paying attention to this?
Let's
You
hope
don't need
so.
a study or anything, guys. Just put some lights in. Just make something happen.
Jam Nation.
I'm bummed for you that you're not going to be in Canberra to wander around the War Memorial
No,
today.
I wasn't going to go to the War Memorial. I was invited to the event at Parliament House. And I was so chuffed. It doesn't matter how you feel about the Royals, to be invited to an event like that. I was so chuffed. But I couldn't make it because I've got filming commitments this week and I couldn't be in Canberra today.
Mm-hmm.
So, plops.
I would have been the perfect person to walk through the War Memorial and look at.
Why is that? When did you last
the
go?
dioramas there. I was
When did you last go to the War Memorial?
It's been too long because I love that place.
So you'd be a great guide even though you haven't been there for 20 years.
But I know those dioramas off by heart. I know how to use plaster of Paris and all that sort of stuff and what chicken wire you need and all
so
those.
that's what your tour would be. Here's how I would have made
I'd say, Your
this.
Majesty, as you can see, they've done a very good replication of the front by using chicken wire and some. Sometimes you get coarse sand.
I think this has been a lucky escape for King Charles to not have to do that tour.
Because there's a lot of small talk he's got to go through.
Yeah. And he's not well, so he's keeping events short. I don't think he needs you babbling on about chicken wire.
Well, what about the toilet in Parliament House there? So there's a bit of story to this. They spent, back in 1992, when the Queen was in town, they spent $18,000, which would be $40,000 in today's standard, to make this toilet soundproof and an all-singing and all-dancing toilet.
I don't think you want a singing and dancing toilet, but doesn't matter who you are, You want something that's private, and as you say, soundproof, particularly as everyone is fascinated that the royals, do they have regular, they're regular people.
Sure.
They have bodily functions
It's going
like
to
everyone.
happen.
Yeah, but people would be fascinated by it. So they do need privacy and, as you say, soundproof and the Glen 20.
The Royal Glen 20. Yeah. I believe that the King was only in the building for less than 30 minutes, so he might not
He hasn't been there yet. Oh, the New South Wales
Parliament.
New
South Wales Parliament.
Oh,
yeah,
did he visit it? Did he use it?
Yeah, no, he didn't use it. He was only there for 30 minutes.
Oh, well, imagine, would we be the first people ever to use it if we went there? Or is it being
You'd be the
before?
person to use it. You'd be straight in there. So, like, the army mates of mine, they always say, never miss an opportunity, and I'm always very mindful. When I see a good toilet facility, I'll just, even if I don't need to go, I will go, because you'd never know when the next chance is going to come for you.
Well, my idea, and someone was, because I spoke about this on the AA Chattery podcast, someone was saying how they had really embraced the idea that I'd come up with of a yellow alert on your car.
Yeah.
People to let you through if they know that times are desperate, or the brown alert, which is get out of their way. I'm putting out tenders. If anyone's interested in designing this product, you let me know. I was going to talk to King Charles and Camilla about it if I had an opportunity today. So I'm sorry I didn't get around to that.
What would you rather hear, King Charles? Would you rather hear me talk about how you make an effective diorama, or Amanda's discussion about brand and amber alerts?
Do you put one on a carriage? You get through town a lot faster.
And 17 past
Don't they call it the green corridor? I'd have a brown corridor.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation podcast.
A certain movie dropped in 1980 that everyone was talking about. People still make jokes from this movie. And I'll tell you what it is in a second, but according to science, it's the funniest movie ever made. It had a hit rate of 3 jokes per 60 seconds. That's a whopping 261 gags packed into 87 minutes of running time.
Wow.
That movie in America it was called Airplane. It was Flying High.
Yeah.
It was so jam-packed with jokes. And do you remember going there? I was just doubled over with laughter in the cinema. And every time it's on now, it kind of is dated, but it's still funny.
I just find that, for me, my whole career is based on this show. Most of my stick came from this movie and its subsequent sequel. Like stuff like this.
Captain, how soon can you land? I can't tell. You can tell me, I'm a doctor. No, I'm just not sure. Okay, take a guess. Well, not for another 2 hours. You can't take a guess for another 2 hours? No, we can't land for another 2 hours. Fog has closed down everything this side of the mountains. We've got to get through to Chicago.
That's our whole stick.
No, it's not ours, it's yours. That's what you say is, people says, I can't tell, you can tell me anything.
Yeah.
That's what you say constantly.
I do. When someone says, I can't tell, I said, you can tell us. We're your friends.
I know.
I just. What about
but
Shirley?
That's the thing. If you're stealing from Jonesy, you're stealing twice.
If you say Shirley about anything.
Yeah.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley. We're running out of time.
Surely there must be something you can do.
I'm doing everything I can. And stop calling me Shirley.
And what about what I picked the wrong time to give up? Remember that?
We got fog right down to the deck. Every place east of the Rockies. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking. Can't take much more of this. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
And what about...
Sure is quiet out there. Too quiet. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
And the series of What Is It jokes.
Ah, yes.
Excuse me, sir. There's been a little problem in the cockpit.
The cockpit? What is it?
It's the little room in the front of the plane where the pilots sit. That's not important right now.
This woman has to be gotten to a hospital.
A hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now.
Although, you know what I said the other day? I said, do you like gladiator movies? And everyone just went dead quiet.
Yeah, well, you've got to pick your
millennials,
time.
they went, gladiator? We love gladiator movies. I went, okay.
Okay, you know, you're a generation behind.
I'll show myself out.
But there you are, officially, according to science, the funniest movie ever.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
Podcast.
Well, Guy Montgomery might hail from New Zealand, but he's so successful it's only a matter of time before we claim him as our own. He's earned himself a legion of fans thanks to his appearances on Thank God You're Here, if you've been paying attention, and most recently as host of the wildly funny Guy Mont's Spelling Bee. Next year, he's going to be headlining the Sydney Comedy Festival.
Ooh.
Guy Montgomery, hello.
It's a big deal.
Hello, Jonesy. Hello, Amanda. How are you both?
Well, we're great. That's a big deal. So your family's going to see you now. Your secret is no longer safe.
That's right.
Well, my family is still in New Zealand. They've got no idea what I'm doing over here.
I did like that you said you moved to Canada to start your career so that no one would have to see you suck.
Yeah, well, I sort of put off starting comedy because I thought I was funny, conversationally with friends and stuff. And then when I realised I wanted to try and do it publicly, it's very embarrassing. To become good at comedy, everyone has to live through being bad. And I didn't want, in front of the people who my main defining trait was that I was funny, I didn't want to expose myself as being unfunny. So I went and practiced for a year in privacy, relatively speaking, from New Zealand and Canada.
And what did Canada make of you?
Well, I think, to be honest, it was 2012 when I went there, and the sort of Flight of the Conchords was still, as a television show, was quite big, and Taika had just had out Boy. And so there was a real warmth towards hearing a New Zealand accent, I think. Like when I would get up on stage, if they heard a New Zealand accent, I think the assumption of a lot of people who just generally like comedy was that whatever I was going to say could be funny.
Right.
So you get a little bit of a 5-second buffer at the start where they're sort of thinking, oh, this is different from hearing another Canadian accent. Then, of course, you still have to be funny. But it was perfect. I mean, I didn't know anyone, so I had no community or friends. So the people I became friends with were just all the people who were at the same open mics as me every night. But
there's truth in that. You look at Billy Connolly. I remember once he was doing this bit about the gay and lesbian Mardi Gras, and he says, there's these lesbians, and they drive bikes, and they're called dykes on bikes, and people are just laughing their heads off. And I'm thinking, he's just giving out information. Everyone knows that.
It's the accent. It's the accent that does it.
It can help, I mean, my dream has always been, in terms of a perfect joke, it's been to say a sentence with nothing funny in the sentence and still get people to laugh. I think that's a platonic ideal of comedy, because their brain is dancing with the idea of what you could say or what you could do with it.
Yeah. And are you at that level yet?
Occasionally. It's not really for me to reflect on where I am. It's all going pretty well, to be completely honest. I'm going well enough to be on the radio with you guys.
Yeah, that is true.
This is progress.
Yeah, come on, Amanda. He's not on X Factor. You're not sitting there
auditioning.
It's not his time.
Tell us about the spelling bee. This began over Zoom. How did it take off, and why spelling?
Well, so it was on Zoom. It was during lockdowns in 2020. I think I started doing it, and it was basically all my work got wiped out. It was just a means of mucking around with friends. And spelling was something I've always had a fondness for in language, and it was one of the few things I remember thinking I was good at school. And then when I was trying to create something for people to play and to watch, even when it was just for online, I think spelling's this incredible universal access point. Everybody spells, everyone has a relationship to it. It's kind of a false representation of intelligence. It actually doesn't matter if you're good at spelling or not. It has no bearing on how you go through your life. So it's perfect because it's got quantifiable stakes that mean nothing. And so I think everyone can get into it. And the other thing that I really liked about it is that it means that it can exist in a vacuum. A lot of great television is responsive to what's happening in the world, or, have you been paying attention, for example, is responsive to the news. But Spelling Bee, my dream, and why I made the set want to look kind of old, is that someone could find this in 10 years. And because it's non-responsive, because it's just all nonsense, it could still be as funny then as it was now. It's sort of timeless.
Yeah, I get that. Is there a word that, friends, for example, when I spell the word friend, I always muck it up.
Really?
Yeah, I always get the I and the I and the E wrong.
He writes, hi, friend.
I get this it's like this glitch in my brain that it can't spell friend. And I thought I was pretty good at spelling, but friend, you put a gun in my head, I reckon I'd muck it up.
Yeah, I mean, there are words like, and I suppose even though it's so simple and you kind of know what you're meant to do, you still panic when you know you're coming up to friend. I think the equivalent word for me would be privilege, where I know it starts with a PRIV, and then it's always, even though I've tried to learn it, it's always a coin toss on whether it's an I or an E after that V. And I know how it finishes. I know how it starts, but I can never remember what the vowel in the middle is.
Interesting, and I can't remember whether it has a D in it or not. I get confused with that. And also, I do Wordle every day. The American spelling of fibre. I lost my winning
I tell you,
the other day.
my Wordle thread was absolutely blowing up that day. It was unbelievable. You know, I'm in it with Tom Cashman, who's another comedian. He's on Taskmaster. He's the assistant, and he was absolutely apoplectic. And he'd been on a really hot run the week before, just talking trash. Anyone who would listen, he's the best in the world. All of a sudden, he forgets Wordle's America, and he's saying it's not fair, it's not right. I'm saying, you've been playing it your whole life, mate. You've just got to adjust. You've got to know.
You've just got to know.
I'd like to see him spell apoplectic. That's a good one, and that's easy to spell. It's a great word, and it's easy to spell. Well, guys.
Well, whenever I lose Wordle, I think it's because I know too many five-letter words, you know.
Of course.
The problem is I'm too bright for the game. Yeah.
Of course.
Amanda's that good at it. She does it during our radio show. In fact, she's doing it right now as we chat.
I had Cora.
Well, I got 4 today for what it's worth.
Okay.
Cora, but that's also why Tom was upset. It was that Cora fibre double, you know, like in a week, it's 2 words which are either spelled incorrectly or absolute nonsense. Cora.
Yeah.
What is it called? It's like it's just ludicrous.
It's completely ludicrous. Thank you for sharing my pain.
Well, you two can chat about this to your heart's content. I'll do it. Guy, it's great to talk to you. For tickets and tour information, you can head to livenation.com.au. Guy Montgomery, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Everybody shout. Come on now, sing out. It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
It's only a matter of maybe 5 weeks, 6 weeks until we give away $20,000 for our favourite ghoulie of the year. Wow. What have we got today?
What really gets my ghoulies is when you go to the GP, it's the middle of winter, you've got coats on, scarves, beanies, boots, you name it. First thing he wants to do is weigh you up. You get on the scales, he turns around, he says, "Oh, you've put on a bit of weight there, about 4 kilos. Your response is, "That's not really my weight." And he just gives you that look as if he's heard that before. That's what really gets my ghoul.
That's why I always carry anvils when I go to the doctor and say, it's because of these anvils I'm carrying.
I strip down to my undies like I'm at a zoo fight. And I start trash talking him.
He still says you're 4 kilos overweight. What else have we got?
Hi, what gets my ghoulies is people calling the ground the floor. When you're outside, it's the ground. When you're inside, it's the floor. I think it's a British thing, but it absolutely drives me nuts. It gets my ghoulies. It's the ground, not the floor.
I haven't noticed that.
I've never known the distinction.
Happy birthday to the ground.
And you know, floor and ceiling is sealing the inside, not floor and ceiling. I understand the difference between those two things. Don't rub your face. Is the roof and the ceiling.
Yeah, the
roof's
roof's
the ceiling inside, roof's outside.
Yeah, the ceiling, yes.
I'm allowed to ask without you being exasperated.
No wonder you can't get through the glass ceiling because you don't know what it is.
Because I'm tied down with an anvil.
Out with the bad, in with the good. If you dipped out, you can catch us via the iHeartRadio app.
Our favourite caller email or Facebook friend wins the double pass to see Cyndi Lauper. She's bringing her Girls Just Want to Have Fun farewell tour. They want to have fun, then they want to have a little rest. It's coming to Sydney April 8, 2025. Tickets are on sale October 23 at Ticketek.
You get the Jonesy and Amanda tea towel and key ring as well, which is pretty cool.
A satirical Batuta Advocate article has hit a nerve this morning. It said, we all have a traumatic guinea pig story. So the tribal drum was beating for Tales of the Guinea Pig.
Mm-hmm.
You going to play the noise?
No, I can't find it.
Make the noise.
I think you've done well.
Danielle from Wattle Grove told us about her nan who kept buying her guinea pigs even though her mother said don't. Anyway, it didn't all end swimmingly.
One particular day, this in particular guinea pig called Houdini decided to get out and went right through the septic tank out the back.
So straight home from the pet shop, straight into the septic tank. What kind of life cycle for a guinea pig is that?
Not much.
The circle of life.
Yeah,
Righto, you two. That's enough.
Ugly Phil is next. Remember, we have Raise Your Glass by Pink. That is the song today. It'll be played again before 6 p.m. Give us a call, 13 WSFM. You win $1,000.
We'll be back from 6 tonight for Jam Nation.
See you then.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wipe the tears, baby, tears from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
One swallow, sing, cheerio, chin, chin, now goodbye.
Jonesy and Amanda. Damn Nation podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.